10 a.m. for kids yoga. And that'll be like 15 minutes, pretty short. And if you guys are jumping on, feel free to say hi. It's fun to know who is showing up. And we'll get started in about 1 minute. So if you guys have any props that you like to have, blocks, a water bottle works fine too. You can kind of hang on to a water bottle. If you like to have a blanket, I like to start sitting on a blanket. So if you have a blanket nearby, you don't actually need it, but it's just more for like when we sit at the beginning, and if you like to have like cushion on your knees. So I really miss seeing my students in person, and so this is kind of the best we can do for now. So I want you to make sure you take ownership of your own body and just really listen to if things are not working for you, just change it so it works for you. And it's also fine to stop and rest and watch, and just make sure you're listening to your body, especially since I can't see you guys. I'll do my best to give some strong alignment cues, but that said, I can't see you, so just do your best to honor yourself. So it's 10 o'clock. We will get started. We're going to start seated. So you can sit on your blanket if you like. You can also sit on a block. And do your best to sit nice and tall. And you can let your eyes close. Or you can just relax your eyes and begin to bring your attention to your breath. Let your inhalation be full. And your exhalation complete. Really empty all the air out. Get grounded in your seat. Feel your sit bones touching the earth. Anchor your tailbone towards the earth. And with your inhalation, grow tall. Breathe lots of space in between the ribs. Breathe lots of space around the heart on all sides, into the armpits, the back of the heart. Keep lengthening up through the throat and the crown. And keep that fullness as you exhale. The shoulders settle onto the back of the heart. And just take these first few moments to allow your body and mind to arrive here. Relax the muscles around your eyes and lips. And just continue to watch your breath grow deeper. Notice the expansion and contraction of the belly. And feel the ribs expanding equally in all directions like a balloon. And breathe into the space around the heart. Notice the rise and fall of the chest and the back of the heart. Notice the air on your skin or the clothes on your skin. Notice the sound of your breath. And the next time you inhale, bring your hands together in front of your heart and take this time to set an intention for your practice, to make an offering or a prayer. And we'll start this morning chanting one Om together. Inhale, reach the arms up. And as you exhale, you'll bring the hands to the heart and Om. head to your heart. And release your hands. So we're going to start seated. You can stay on your blanket or bring it out from your hips. I'm going to take mine out. Bring your hands to your thighs and bring your shins a little closer together so you're more crossed at the shins and the feet are strong. Flex the feet. And it's sort of like a scooping. So you'll inhale, kind of drop your head down and scoop it forward and up. And then hold on to the legs as you kind of lean back and round. So take that a few times. Inhale. Scoop it forward and up. Big open heart. Exhale, round. And then come back to seated, and just again, make sure your shins are nice and tight. Take your right hand to the floor, reach your left arm up and over. Big side bend, we'll just go back and forth. Inhale, take up a lot of space through center. Exhale, big side bend. Inhale, try to keep the sit bones anchored, really heavy. And keep the feet and legs strong. That'll help keep you grounded. Stay on the right side and then big circles with this left arm. You can bend the elbow a little bit so you can really get into the shoulder joint and feel the mobility and get that range of motion in the shoulder. Go the other way. And come back to center. Inhale, stretch the arms up to the sky. Clasp your fingers and keep the index finger pointing up and kind of pull your arms up and use that to kind of inch your ribs a little bit longer away from your hips. Pull the ribs into the belly, make your belly muscles strong and push them down towards the earth, and take a big inhale. And then exhale, twist to the right. So think about pulling your right ribs back. Use the strength of your core. Push your left ribs forward and take another inhale. Keep the legs strong. Exhale, twist. And then let the hands come down. One hand can be in front or on the thigh. Twist. And then I like to move the head around a little bit. If you like to do little half circles or look up and down or right and left. Come back to center. Inhale, switch the legs, other shin in front. And just a couple side to side. Big breath in. Exhaling. Keep the feet strong, leg bones anchored. And then we'll go stay on the left side. Big circles with that right arm. Lean back a little bit. Try to relax your face. The other way. And then hold that side bend. Big stretch. Come back to center. Inhale, clasp the fingers, pull the arms. Keep the ribs and belly pushing down, but try to get longer. I like to kind of like inch one side and then the other. Big inhale. My legs are working really hard to keep my pelvis stable. Exhale, twist. Push the right ribs forward, pull the left ribs back. Another big inhale. Twist, exhale, nice strong legs. And then hands come down. Try to relax the shoulders. And it's fine to keep your head still. You can look forward, you can look right or left, or have a little movement. Unwind back to center, come up to hands and knees. So if you like to have a little padding on your knees here, that's where the blanket can come in. We're going to do some cat and cow. spread the fingers nice and wide. Really push your knuckles and finger pads down and make the muscles of the arms really strong. Inhale the heart forward. And exhale, push the floor away. So really push the knuckles down, and as you bow in, you can start to bring the shoulders forward past the fingers, and that'll give you a little more of a wrist stretch. You can see if you like that. And then take the fingers wide off your mat. You're on your fingertips and the wrist is kind of strong and straight. Drop the chest down to the floor. The elbows go wide. Squeeze the shoulders on the back. You can kind of reach your chin forward a little bit. And then exhale. Shoulder blades move away from each other and bow in. So just kind of think cat and cow in your upper back and your chest. Point the elbows wide. Squeeze the shoulders on the back. Exhale. Bow in. And then this time you'll keep your chest down. Keep pointing the elbows up. Drop your right shoulder down and the left shoulder up. I kind of turn my head. So it's kind of like a shimmy with the shoulders. And then do the other side. Left shoulder down, right shoulder up. And come back to center. Take your right arm out to the sky. Big inhale, open your chest and lean back. And then slide your right arm all the way through the right shoulder to the floor, and your head comes down to the floor. So here I like to clasp the fingers and you kind of pull the arms away from you. And then come back to center. Take whatever little neutralizing pose, maybe another cat and cow or a puppy pose. And then get ready for second side. So left arm up to the sky, big inhale, lean back, let it feel good. Slide it all the way through, come onto your shoulder, let the head come down to the floor. And then clasp your fingers and kind of pull. So you can lean back just a little more into the upper back on the left side, that shoulder. Keep breathing. And come back to center, inhale. Spread the fingers nice and wide, tuck your toes. Downward facing dog, reach those hips up and back. Spread your toes, make your legs really strong, and bend the knees so you can reach your hips up super high. Don't worry about straight legs right now. Just get the spine nice and long. Wiggle your sit bones nice and high. Breathe down the backs of the legs. The heels can be heavy, but don't lock the knees. Bend your right knee just a little bit. Push your left heel towards the floor, but think more about pushing the thigh bone back into the hamstring. Keep reaching your sit bones up. And then do the other side. Bend the left knee, right heel towards the floor. Lift and spread the right toes. Push your right thigh bone back into the hamstring. Sit bones reach up to the sky. Don't lock the knees. Walk your hands to your feet, forward fold at the back of the mat. Just re-anchoring through your foundation, lift and spread the toes. A little bend in the knees, let your fingers touch the floor. Or some of you might like to have blocks here under your chest, but just let your head dangle. Keep reaching your sit bones up nice and high. Even try to bend the knees and get the ribs close to the thighs. So this will make your core strong over time. Nice, strong, strengthen the legs, push down. And use the strength of the core to help get you longer in your spine. Fingertips right under your chest, or they can come to the shins. Come halfway up on your inhale. Really let your collarbones smile, the shoulders on the back, and then exhale, fold all the way in. And 2 more, really powerful legs. Halfway up, inhale, nice long spine. Pull the ribs away from the hips. Exhale, fold all the way in. Your fingertips might stay on the floor. Drag your fingers back to pull the heart forward. Inhale. Push your fingers down and forward to help you bow in. And come on all the way to standing. Push down to rise. Inhale. Sweep the arms up. Keep the arms up. Exhale. Push down through the legs. Nice, strong and steady. Grab the left hand, left wrist, and pull it to the right. Keep the ribs pulling in. Little bend in the knees. Stretch the left side, left leg long. Really grow that left foot through the earth. And lots of breath into the left lungs here. Take another breath. And then back to center. Inhale. Second side. Exhale. 2 giant breaths here. Deep breath in. Lots of space into that right side. Left lung, right lung. Relax your face. Good. Back to center. Inhale. Clasp the fingers at your low back. Or you can hook your thumbs. Or you might need a belt or a strap here. Roll the shoulders on the back. Bend the elbows. Squeeze the shoulder blades on the back. And start to lift the knuckles off the hips. So try to keep the ribs back and the ears back. I'll anchor through the legs. And if you want more, you just start to lift the knuckles higher off the hips. Ribs back, ears back. Big breath into the chest space, the armpits, and the back of the heart. And then release the hand. Just stand tall for a moment. Take a moment to pause and feel your feet grounding into the earth. Notice sensation in the body, your breath, maybe pulsation, vibration. And stretch the arms up on your inhale. Forward fold, exhale, bend the knees as much as you need to. Reach your hips up super high. Halfway up on your in-breath. Exhale, fold all the way in. Walk your hands forward. Plank pose. So just get nice and strong in your plank. Claw your hands. Drag your hands towards each other. Just feel how that makes the arms strong. Drag your feet towards each other. Don't bring them together. Just drag. And then drag your feet towards your hands. Should fire up your core. Keep the muscles lifting up to the sky as you lower your body down. Chaturanga. Inhale, cobra. Bow in towards the belly. Pull the ribs back and then slowly coil the heart open. Keep the strength of the core as you start to open your chest. And you may be lower. The shoulders back, the ears back. Curl back. Come all the way down. Exhale, the head drops last. And 2 more. Inhale, bowing in. Really pull the ribs back. That's a lot of core strength. Spread the toes. Make the legs help. Open the heart. Curl back. Exhale, melt down nice and slow. 1 more. Spread the toes. Strong legs. Pull the ribs in. Puff up into the heart and the chest. Keep the ribs back. Stretch through the toes. Curl back. Exhale. Make your way to down dog any way you get there. Take your right leg up. Bend the knee. And big circles with that right leg. So take it nice and wide. You can also go under your belly. Just play with mobility in that right hip. Take a big breath in, stretch the legs straight, and bend the knee again. Pull the thigh into the rib cage. Come forward to plank. And then kick it back up, inhale. We'll do that one more time. Bend the knee, touch the thigh to the ribs, come forward to plank. And then let's step through into the outside of the right hand for lizard pose. Take the back knee down, hands right under your chest, or you have your blocks here under your chest. So scooch that back knee back, and just start, this knee is right over the ankle, roughly. And start with a little kind of hip circle, kind of rocking the hips. A little forward, a little back. Do your best to keep this foot really anchored. The knee kind of likes to flare wide. So push the big toe mound down. And we'll go back and forth with the hips. So inhale the heart forward. Tuck the back toes, lift the back leg, and bow in. Pull the hips back. Inhale, back knee down, heart forward. Exhale, it's like a pyramid variation. Lift the back knee, stretch the legs long. One more. Stretch your legs long, push them through the floor. And then come back to your lunge, back knee down, left hand to the floor, right hand on your thigh for a twist. Some of you can take the right arm up to the sky, really work on getting the shoulder back. Some of you might like to come down onto the forearm on this left side. And then you're going to hamstring curl that back foot. So just kind of squeeze the heel in towards your butt. Let your hips kind of lift up. And some of you might like to grab the foot here. But kind of squeezing it in is good too. Big breath. So drag the feet towards each other rather than just hanging in the hips. So the muscles of the legs are working hard, our hips hugging in. See if you can lean back a little more. So from here, very carefully unwind. Step your back foot forward to a squat. So your feet are kind of wide. Some of you might like to have the block under your pelvis. That can be kind of a nice restful way to sit in a squat. I like to work towards parallel with the feet over time. You just want to make sure your knees are pointing the same direction as the toes. So if my toes are forward, I don't want my knees rolling wide, or if my toes are wide, I don't want my knees rolling in. So the work is to keep the knee in line, the shin in the ankle, nice and strong. So we're going to play with a little hovering squat here. And you just lift your hips like 2 inches. So get really strong in both legs. Take a deep breath in. Exhale, lift the pelvis just a little. So we're just going to kind of pulse. So I'm trying to keep my heart lifted. I'm breathing. Push down into both feet equally. And try not to lift all the way up into a squat. Kind of stay in that little hover zone. Relax the shoulders. Just a couple more. Relax your face. Whew, okay, that's good. Walk your hands forward and let your head bow. And let the hips be heavy. And then from here, step back plank pose or jump back. And lower down to your belly. Inhale, cobra, bow in towards the belly. Stay super strong and anchored into the core center. Open the heart. Some of you can do up dog here if you like to. And down dog, however you get there. You can go through hands and knees or push up. Take a breath to arrive, reconnecting with the hands and the feet. Spread the fingers. Push the knuckles down. Little micro bends in the elbows. Left leg up, big circles with the hip. Bend the knee, take it wide. Go under your belly. So just play with how many different ways you can roll that femur bone in the hip socket. And then tuck the thigh into the ribs. Come forward to plank, shoulders over the wrists, or even past the fingers. Inhale, kick it back. One more. Tuck the thigh into the ribs. Keep the hips really high. Push the floor. And then step through to the outside of that left hand, lizard pose. Blocks, if you need them, go under your chest. Back knee, kind of scooch it back. If you don't need blocks, you're on your fingertips. So just that first breath is a little wiggle, side to side, a little circle, forward and back. And a little more of a back and forth flow. So inhale, heart forward. Tuck the back toes, lift the back knee, pull the hips back. Do two more. Inhale, back knee down. Exhale, pull the front toes back. Stretch the legs long, really push them through the floor. One more. And then get ready to twist. So back knee down, right hand to the floor, or forearm to the floor, left hand on your thigh. So really open the heart, curl the shoulders on the back. You can take this arm up or leave it on the thigh. And again, this one can come to the forearm or stay on the hand. But give yourself a lot of space. Sometimes I see people really close. Really step the hand wide so you have lots of space to open the chest. And then hamstring curl that back foot. Just squeeze the heel in towards the butt. And let your butt kind of come back towards the heel also. So if you want to try to grab the foot, roll the shoulder back. So it's back here rather than rolling forward. It's harder to grab. Nice deep breath in. And let it go. Okay, slowly unwind. Step forward to that squat. Once again, right foot forward. Hips heavy. And you can have a little wiggle in the hips. Walk the hands forward. Let your head bow. So the weight's heavy in the hips. And then lift your chest, inhale. This time we're gonna come all the way to standing, but really slowly pushing through the legs. Keep the heart open, big inhale. Try to push equally into the right and left foot. Ready, go, exhale. Good, hands at your heart. Step your feet into alignment under the sit bones. One hand on your heart, one hand on your belly. Just take a moment to pause, check in. Spread the toes. Feel the connection with the feet into the earth. Inhale, feel how that naturally lifts the heart. Exhale, keep the heart lifted and relax the shoulders. Just noticing maybe your breath, the sound of your breath, maybe your heartbeat. Maybe you see colors or images. Just noticing without trying to change anything, no judgment, just awareness. And then gently open your eyes. We're going to get ready to balance. So we're going to balance. I'm just going to show you real quick. Balance. And then it's going to be a kick back into half moon. So if you need your block for half moon, get it to the top of your mat. So pull your right knee up, flex the foot, push the shin forward, open the chest. Twisting to the right, so big inhale, keep anchoring down into the legs. Get the right shoulder back. Right arm can extend, left arm can extend. Some of you might like to straighten this leg so you can play with it, but play with the twist. So keeping the chest open to the right here, and then kick the right foot back slowly. The left hand's going to come down to the block or the floor, half moon. So wobbling, of course, is going to happen. You want your hand under your shoulder, so it's not right in front of the foot. It's a little bit wide. And feel free to use the props around you. Couch, bed. I love using props that are around me. Balance. My strong legs, working really hard to keep this knee pointing straight ahead. The left toe pointing straight ahead. Bend the left knee, keep the knee tracking over the toe. Step your left hand back, step your right foot back, and try to end up in side angle pose. So elbow can go to the thigh, or you can have your hand on the block there. Some of you can touch the floor. Make the legs really strong. Check in with the foot, push the big toe mound down. Make sure the knee is straight ahead. You can kind of even bend and straighten a little. So inhale into the right chest, kind of open your chest. And then exhale the right ribs to the right hip. And that'll make your core strong. Inhale, breathe into the right side of the heart. Exhale, right ribs to right hip. Squeeze the belly strong. Try not to lock the back knee. Triangle pose, right arm up to the sky. Work towards a straight leg without locking the knee. Hand can go on the shin or your block. Think about a little movement in the pelvis so you can kind of play with it, and it helps to bend the knees a tiny bit. And you do ultimately want to think about pointing the tailbone towards the back heel. And then again, breathe into the right side of the heart. Exhale, right rib point to right hip. I like that cue lately. Push the legs strong through the floor without locking the knees. Inhale, warrior two. Really checking in with the strength of the foot. That's going to help the rest of the pose. And looking over the left fingers, roll the shoulders back. Deep breath in. Long breath out. Reverse warrior. Lean back. Let it feel good. Keep pushing, bending into the left knee. Okay, inhale back to center. Turn your left toes forward and both heels in for goddess pose. We'll face this way. So knees are pretty wide. I'm using the strength of my legs, so I kind of like to just pulse to start. Push the knees super wide. Inner thighs stretching through the inner knee. Now we're going to do a little kind of push with the arms. So exhale, knees wide, push the arms away. Inhale, bend the elbows, hands kind of pull in towards the waist. Exhale, push. Inhale, lift the heart a little bit. One more. Exhale, push the knees wide, stay low in the legs, open the heart, and hands just kind of resting at your waist. Palms open. You can play with closing the eyes. Play with strengthening the muscles on all sides of the thigh, around the pelvis. The legs are super strong. Calf muscles pulling kind of up and even pushing forward into the shins. Then inhale, stretch the legs straight. Turn the toes forward. Bend the knees. And wide leg fold. Reach your pelvis up super high. Fingers to the floor and bow in. So the width of your legs is just dependent on body proportions and flexibility. So just keep the legs strong, keep your hips above your back. So if you're tight in your hips, you're locking your knees and you're rounding your back, don't do that. Bend the knees. Think about reaching your sit bones and pelvis up. And you might need blocks here under your hands too. So take a little yogi's choice here. If you like to grab hands, walk forward, a little side bend, or just be still right here. Couple breaths. When you're ready, make your way to plank pose at the top of the mat. Step back. Take your left knee down and do a big circle with the right arm. And then the right hand down, right knee down, big circle with the left. So I'm kind of stepping towards like a side plank with the knee down. Keep going. And if you like to do a full side plank here, you can. So however you want to play with this. You can step the foot back, almost more like a wild thing. But keep going with your breath. And what I want you to really play with is the strength of the bottom arm. So I'm really pushing the knuckles down, rolling the shoulder on the back. And when it's time to switch, being super mindful of how you place your handprint. Don't just slap it down. Really claw the fingers, push the knuckles. Do one or two more. And then come all the way onto your belly when you're ready. Stretch the legs super long, spread the toes back there. Inhale, locust. Lift the legs, pretend you're wearing jeans, button your pants and zip them up. So really get strong in the core and take your arms back behind you. And then take your arms out like an airplane. See if you can squeeze a little higher. Take your right hand down. Keep the right shoulder up. So this right hand straight out from the shoulder or a little higher. And then roll onto the right hip. So as I'm rolling and kind of crawling my fingers away, I like to step this foot behind, but you can also do whatever you want with the legs. Stack the feet. Some people like to take the knee up. You might like to have a block under your head. So work really hard to keep the shoulder lifting up onto the back side of the body, the back plane of the body. Maybe even walk the fingers a little bit longer and think about wrapping your shoulder blade under your heart. Take a few breaths here. It's pretty intense. So my left hand is just kind of like a kickstand for me, but some of you might like to take it up or play around with that arm. And then come back to center slow. Give yourself a rest before you go into second side. Wiggle the hips out a little bit. And take a big breath in. Feel your belly push into the earth. Just relax your neck. We'll go up into locust first, just to kind of open the chest. Squeeze the muscles on the front body. Nice strong belly. Squeeze the muscles on the back. Take the arms up and legs up when you're ready. And then more out like an airplane. Left hand down. Left shoulder stays up as you start to walk your fingers away and roll. So I'm trying really hard not to let the shoulder kind of drop. And some of you might like to bend or go higher up here. That's okay too. Try not to have the hand lower than your shoulder. The block's optional. You can let the head drop. That's okay. kind of prefer a more aligned neck. Big breath into the left armpit. This is really good for those texting muscles. They kind of go all the way up into your armpit, or typing. And you can also do this standing at a wall. So that's a good kind of everyday when you're taking a break from your work. Stretch. Okay, back to center. Whew. Take a rest. Shake it out. Deep breath in. Let it go. All right, hands next to the ribs. Push to downward dog, however you get there. Some of you can do like chaturanga push-up, or just crawl yourself into a down dog. Step or jump forward, forward fold at the top of the mat. Get your block nearby for that half moon when you're ready. Halfway up, inhale, reach the heart forward. Exhale, bow in. Come to standing, inhale to rise. Big breath. Exhale, hands at your heart. Once again, we just pause. Relax your face. And notice sensation. And get ready to balance. Spread the toes. Shift your weight to the right. Left leg's coming up. Clasp your hands around the shin. Twist to the left. And if you want to add the arms, the left arm reaching back, right arm reaching forward. You can also stretch the leg or hands around the foot. So you're keeping this twist in the upper body as you kick the left leg back to half moon. So your chest is kind of already in half moon. Try not to let the right toes turn. They're going to wobble. And then the right hand comes down under your shoulder. So it's like a foot forward from your toe and like 6 inches or 3 inches to the right. And feel free, once again, to use the furniture around you. So really strong in that back leg. Step forward. Play with balance. So when we're ready to step back, bend this front knee. We do it slowly and methodically. Right hand steps back. Left foot steps back. I reach the left arm forward. It just helps me slow down with control. And then side angle pose, so elbow on the thigh, or you can keep the hand on the block there. Knees right, shins right in the ankle. Make sure the foot's super anchored. 4 corners of the foot pushing down. You want to feel your arch kind of pulling up into the foot. Big breath into the left side of the heart. Exhale, left ribs and left hips. Make your belly strong. Do that again. Inhale, left side of the heart. Left ribs and left hips come together. Triangle pose, left arm up. Straightening that right leg without locking the knee. You might need to back up a little, that's fine. Micro bend the knees so you can kind of just find a little mobility in the pelvis here. And then you want to have a nice long spine, so you're reaching your tailbone towards the back heel. I try to have the natural curve in the back. My ribs are lengthening away from the hips. Shoulders on the back plane of the body, looking up or down, whatever feels good. From the ribs, push down through the legs, stretch them long. Warrior 2, inhale. So micro bend in that back knee. I tend to lock that back knee. Relax the face. Nice strong and steady breath. Reverse warrior. Let it feel good. Lean Inhale to rise. Right toes forward, both heels in. Once again, goddess pose. This time bring your hands to the thighs. Drop your right shoulder down for a twist. Left shoulder back. Inner thighs stretch wide. Inhale back to center. Exhale, twist. I like to do this little kind of rock. Inhale back to center. Turn the toes forward. Wide leg fold once again. And again, make sure you're moving from the pelvis. So nice strong legs. Reach your sit bones up to the sky. Once again, your choice. You can lunge. You can twist. If you like to do an inversion headstand from here, some of you might like to play with that. Okay, walk yourself back to the top of the mat. Step back plank. Come all the way down to your belly once again. So Yogi's Choice Locust here again, or bending the knees for bow pose. Either way, get strong in the front belly first. Button your pants, zip them up. That's sort of the same kind of bowing in action we did earlier with the cobra. So locust, your legs stay straight. Bow pose, reach back, grab the ankles. Try not to lock the elbows, bend the elbows a little. Roll the shoulders back, kick the feet back. Check in with your core strength. The muscles pull in towards the body. See if you can open your heart a little more. So the back bends in the upper back. Really strong core is protecting the low back. And just rest when you need rest. All right, we'll set up for dolphin pose. So go on your forearms and your knees. If you are someone who likes to practice L shape at the wall or kicking up to the wall, now's your chance to kind of get ready for that. So you can take yourself to the wall or even kick up in the middle of the room. So you can use like a bench or the couch even, or a door. I'm going to show you from here. So palms together. You can clasp fingers, push your palms together. I really like this version. Or palms down. Elbows right under the shoulders. Dolphin pose. So my head's not touching the floor. I bend the knees, reach the hips up. I'm really pushing the wrists down, staying really strong in the shoulders. Some of you might like to take a leg up to the sky or do a little hop. Or if you want to play with your L shape, you just step up on your couch. So I'm really pushing shoulders, head's not on the floor, I'm a little far. Push. And when you've had enough, make sure you rest. Give yourself a good child's pose, or you can even sit back on your heels. And if you were someone who took one leg up, give yourself time to do the second side. From here, we're going to come onto our back. Take your time. You're still kind of playing upside down. When you're ready, come onto your back. Just take your first breath to kind of arrive there. Any wiggling you need to do. Then to cross the right leg over the left for cow face legs. So you're squeezing your thighs together. Some of you might just stay here, the arms stay on the ground, you kind of do this little rock in the hips. Some of you might like to reach around the shins or grab the ankles. Try to just grab the toes and sickle. Keep the ankles strong. I kind of like to do this, pull the knees in, push them away. Do your best to anchor the shoulders. And this will turn into a twist. So you'll twist the knees over to the left. And if it's too much to keep the legs crossed, uncross the legs. And some of you might like to cross them even more into eagle legs. So twisting however you like. Nice big inhale. Try to anchor the shoulders. Lots of space in this right side. Big breath into the right side of the belly. Big breath into the right side of the lungs. Big breath into the right side of the heart and the right side of the face and the brain. And come back to center and switch sides. So left leg on top, stay here in the middle to start. And if you like to grab the shins and just notice the difference in right and left. Take your twist when you're ready, roll onto the right. So either keeping the legs crossed, cross even more, try to hook the ankle like eagle legs, or just uncross the legs altogether. Lots of breath into this left side. Big breath into the left side of the pelvis and the left belly. Big breath into the left side of the lungs. Big breath into the left side of the heart. The left side of the face and the brain. And come back to center. And take a symmetrical pose of your choice, which could be right here, or pulling the knees in, or like a happy baby pose, or a bridge pose, kind of whatever last settling pose you like to do to get yourself ready for Shavasana. And if you do have your blanket, you can roll it up under your knees. I'm gonna hold 5 minutes of space for you guys to rest in Shavasana, and I really encourage you to kind of stay with it till the end. If you have an eye pillow, that is also really nice, or any way you like to get yourself cozy, if you need layers and blankets. And then come onto your back. Take a deep breath in and let it go. And let go again. Bones heavy. Mind spacious. Relax fingers and toes. Allow yourself to completely settle into stillness. Shavasana. Breathe into your belly, your lungs, and your heart. As you exhale, gently bring movement back to the body. Wiggle fingers and toes. Reach your arms overhead. Take a lazy stretch. And bend your knees. Rest on your side. And come to seated as you're ready. Sitting tall. Just take a moment to honor your efforts for coming, for joining today, and notice the effects of your practice. And bring your hands together in front of your heart. May all beings benefit from your yoga practice, and thank you for joining me. Namaste. Thanks, everybody. It's really fun for me to have you guys on here with me live. Oh, yay, Danielle, thanks for coming. And I do have a PayPal and Venmo if you want to make a donation. And we will be back here 10 a.m. on Saturday next week. See you guys. Thank you.